Welcome all the students. Our today's topic is lesson number 9 from Science Part 2. Lesson number 9 is Environmental Management. We have already started it. In today's session, we are going to learn about harmful effects of solid waste, necessity of solid waste management, 7R principles, disaster management, methods of transporting patients. There is one activity we have to do it which is given on the page number 102 in your textbook. That activity is make a list of various waste materials and articles in your area and prepare a chart. So you can do the list of waste materials. You can take here any of the waste material. Okay. Now one example is given in the textbook, that is plastic bottle. Other examples I have given here. For example, iron nails, paper bags, kitchen waste, etc. Plastic bottles like this, iron nails, paper bags. This is the kitchen waste, which includes spoiled vegetables, stale food, eggshells, peelings of fruits. All these are included in the kitchen waste. Okay. Now, and taking each material, you can fill these 5 columns. That is, whether that material is degradable or non-degradable, whether it can be recycled or reused, or whether it is toxic or not. So you can fill this charge by your own. Now, at first we have to think about what is degradable and non-degradable. So degradable atoms, you have learnt it, but I revise here. Degradable atoms means all the wet waste. It is known as degradable. Okay. And degradable atoms are do not remain in the environment for a very long time. Now what is non-degradable? Non-degradable atoms means all the dry waste which can be recycled or reused. These are the non-degradable atoms. And these non-degradable atoms do not decompose, and this atom remains accumulate in the environment for a very long time. So this is the difference between degradable and non-degradable. So iron nails are non-degradable, plastic bottles are non-degradable, paper bags, these are degradable, but it takes a long time for degradation. And kitchen waste material, it is degradable. Here in this picture you can see the list of recyclable atoms. All these recyclable atoms are non-degradable atoms. Okay. Now after this table there is also one question. That question is, from a mobile shop near your house, find out how they dispose of old and broken down cell phones. आता तुमच्या जवळ एखादं मोबाईलचं शॉप असेल तर तुम्ही हे ऑब्झर्वेशन करू शकता. जुने वाया गेलेले जे सेल फोन्स असतात त्यांचं डिस्पोजल कसं केलं जातं, तर त्यांचे जे स्मॉल पार्ट्स असतात, दी स्मॉल पार्ट्स कॅन बी युज्ड इन द रिपेअरिंग ऑफ अदर फोन्स. In this way they are disposed. Otherwise these cell phones are also non-degradable atoms, but they can be reused. Now the next point is harmful effects of solid waste. The first harmful effect of solid waste is effect on biodiversity. You know, solid waste material is mostly non-degradable and therefore it can remain accumulated in the soil, and because of this the biodiversity present in that area can be affected. Then the second effect is spreading of diseases. The second effect is spreading of diseases. Now, open dumping of solid waste anywhere makes the environment unhygienic. The public health also gets affected by it. Also, it emits foul smell. Many infectious diseases like cholera, typhoid, amoebic dysentery can be spread. Also, the disease spreading vectors, these vectors like mosquitoes, flies, rodents, they can breed at this dumping site and they can spread disease like malaria, dengue, etc. The stray animals directly eat the waste food or vegetables, and along with this waste food they can eat a plastic bag also, and this causes the stomach disorders in them. This is the second harmful effect of solid waste. Then the third effect is soil pollution. You know about soil pollution. Due to dumping of plastic bags and another synthetic material, the various beneficial microorganisms present in the soil die. These microorganisms are essential for the process of decomposition of soil, and the soil becomes acidic and alkaline due to this dumping. Then the next harmful effect is water pollution. The toxic and harmful chemicals mix with water reservoirs like lake, river, etc., and water becomes contaminated because of this. Also, pathogens of many diseases can cause the spread of hazardous diseases. Then the next point is air pollution. Due to release of harmful gases, also due to burning of solid waste material like plastic, rubber, etc., air gets polluted. This is the cause of air pollution. Then the degradation of natural beauty. When litter and solid waste are discarded anywhere, the beauty of that area is spoiled. Also, people have the tendency to make that area more dirty and unclean by throwing the waste material in that area. This is about degradation of natural beauty. Then the next harmful effect is production of toxic gases. From the waste materials, the toxic gases such as H2S, that is hydrogen sulfide gas, methane gas, that is CH4, and carbon dioxide gas, that is CO2. These gases are released in the surrounding, and in this way there is a production of toxic gases which have the harmful effects on our health. Then the next effect is bad odor of waste. Due to storage or collection of waste spreads a very bad odor in the surrounding. During the decomposition process also, the bad odor is spread in the surrounding. These are the harmful effects of solid waste. The next point is necessity of solid waste management. As we have seen just the harmful effects of solid waste, there is a big necessity of proper management of solid waste for the prevention of environmental pollution and to keep the surrounding clean, for the production of energy, for the production of fertilizer, to generate work and employment opportunities, to reduce the strain on natural resources through treatment of solid waste, to improve the health and quality of life, and to maintain the environmental balance, there is a necessity of solid waste management. To avoid the possible problems due to solid waste generated from urban and industrial areas also, and to maintain a clean environment, we have to manage the solid waste material properly. For that, we have to reduce garbage production by recycling and reusing waste materials. Then, scientific and eco-friendly waste management. The first point of scientific and eco-friendly waste management is the separation and categorization of waste. You know about this very well. The waste can be separated as dry waste, wet waste, biomedical waste in this way. Now, wet waste can be decomposed and it can be used in production of fuel, in the production of manure, etc. For that purpose, wet waste can be used. The dry waste can be recycled. In this way, the dry waste can be used. And for that, we have to separate and categorize the waste. Then the second point is composting. Composting means by using the waste material, you can make the manures. For example, degradable kitchen waste, that is wet waste, it can be decomposed in our gardens or on our terraces, and a good quality manure can be obtained from it. This process is known as the composting. Then the third point is the safe landfill sites. Now, safe landfilling is the another way of the management of the scientific management of the waste material. Now, for secure dumping of waste, a proper site is selected. The criteria which are used in the selection of these sites are, for example, that site should be away from the water bodies, or it can be away from the human societies, etc. Also, it should not come under forest zone or sensitive zone. By using this criteria, a proper landfill site is selected and the waste can be dumped on that site. Then the next method is vermicomposting. Now, earthworms are the best decomposers. You know it. They decomposes wet waste at the very faster rate. This process is known as the vermicomposting. The manure generated by this method is highly nutritious in nature, which can be used in gardening and agriculture. Then the next method of the scientific waste management is industrial solid waste management. The industrial waste can be it can be managed properly. Then the next method is pyrolysis. Pyrolysis means the waste material is heated at very high temperature and energy can be produced from it. For example, biogas or bioelectricity, etc. Also, we can manage the waste. Also, we can uh, separate the waste as biomedical waste. Biomedical waste can be managed by the process of incineration. Biomedical waste contains bandages, cotton, needles, etc. This material is very unhygienic and very harmful for our waste. Also, the needles in the biomedical waste can be misused by people to spread the diseases like AIDS. So, this waste can be disposed of very carefully. These are the points of scientific and eco-friendly waste management. Now, these are some pictures about the scientific method of solid waste management. Now, here there is a picture of separation of waste. Waste can be separated like this and can be thrown in that special dustbins. The special dustbins have made here for the separation of waste. Then now in this picture you can see the process of composting. Here this picture is showing the process of vermi composting. Okay, now this is the picture of biogas plant. By using the kitchen waste or wet waste, a biogas plant, in this biogas plant the energy can be produced. Then the next point is the 7 principles of solid waste management. These principles are reuse, refuse, recycle, rethink, reduce, research, and regulation and public awareness. The first principle is reuse. We can reuse the materials like thermocol, plastic, etc. again and again for the suitable purposes. This is called as the reusing. Then the next principle is refuse. The non-degradable materials do not degrade and remain accumulated in the environment, and therefore The things made from plastic or thermocol should not be used. This is known as the refusing. Then the next principle is recycle. Solid waste like paper, metals and glasses, this can be recycled and useful materials can be made from it, and this process is known as the recycling. Then rethink. Rethink our habits, activities and their consequences in connection with the use of various articles of daily use. We can develop a better attitude of conserving our natural resources by rethinking of their uses. Then the next principle is reduce. Reduce means the restriction of use. Restriction the use of resources to avoid their wastage. Old materials should be reused. One thing should be shared by many. Use and throw type of objects should be avoided. These all points are included in the reduce. Then the next point is research. Conducting research related to reuse of materials that are temporarily out of use. Then the next point is regulation and public awareness. By following the laws and rules about waste management, it's crucial for reducing the volume of waste. There should also be spread of awareness and motivation others to do the same. These are the 7 principles of solid waste management. Then the next point is about 3R mantra. In your textbook, this page is given. Think about it. Some habits are described below. Do we have those habits? If so, how does it help in waste management? The first, following the 3R mantra. Reduce, that is reducing the waste. Reuse, that is reuse of waste. And recycle, that is recycling of waste. These 3 points are known as 3R mantra. Reuse, reduce, recycle. Then throwing plastic wrappers of chocolates, ice creams, biscuits, etc. into dustbin. These habits can be avoided by us. Then avoid the use of plastic bags and instead use cloth bags or bags prepared from old saris, bed sheets, curtains, etc. Then using the both sides of a paper for writing. Then reusing greeting cards and gift papers. Also, we can avoid the use of tissue paper and prefer the use of our own handkerchief. Then using rechargeable batteries instead of lead batteries. Then implementing various programs of solid waste management and educating, encouraging the family and society in this regard. Then the next way is to avoid use and throw type of articles like pens, canned cold drinks, tetra packs, etc. These are all use and throw type articles and we can avoid to use them. Now here is the homework for you. Write the 7 principles, then state the scientific and eco-friendly methods. How will you register individually your participation in solid waste management? This is the open-ended question. You have to write all these questions in your notebook. Also complete this chart. Okay, this is your homework. The remaining points in this session are continued in our next lecture. Thank you.